Peace out. H-Town. Peace out.
If I told you you were, if I told you you were, if I told you you were beautiful, beautiful. If I told you you were beautiful, beautiful. If I told you you were beautiful, beautiful. If I told you you were, if I told you you were.
Hey guys, my name is Deja Lane. If you're new here, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Even if you're not new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because like I said before, it's a lot of y'all that be watching and not subscribing. So again, I'm gonna need you to subscribe to your girl. Okay. So we are not even gonna like hold up this video because I feel like I always hold up videos with like the beginning of me talking and all my shenanigans. So I'm really just gonna try to just get through this video because I got things to do. I gotta pack because I leave for home on Wednesday and tomorrow is Sunday and I got finals on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So with all of that being said, let's just get into the video. Y'all, I got my hot cocoa. Tis the season. Look at my cup. Can y'all see my cup? I don't know if y'all can see my cup. It's super duper cute. I feel like it's so... Is this festive? I don't really know if it's festive. I feel like the green is like giving mint. So I feel like it is festive. Okay? And isn't Christmas time red and green? Yeah, it's festive. So this video is going to be my end of the semester kind of video, or like my end of the year kind of video. Don't really know what I'm going to title it yet. I know it's not the end of the year, but it's the end of my first semester. And might I say, every semester is different. It's different. I don't know, I feel like a lot of things get harder just because, you know, you're growing individually. You're not just, you know, you're a full-time student, but you're also a human being doing life by yourself. So I feel like that brings its own individual challenges. This video might get a little bit personal, but I do just want to like open up about certain things that I have come across, challenges and just things that I've kind of like figured out along the way, or even if I haven't figured them out, I do want to say like areas that I still am like struggling in, just in case some of you guys may be struggling in those things. I don't want you guys to think like, you know, you're the only one. And if there was just somebody to be like, no, this is perfectly normal, instead of myself, I feel like the process will be so much easier. So the first thing that I am going to talk about is probably the most touchy subject to me, which is feeling like you're losing God. So for my people out there that are believers in Jesus Christ, or even if you're not a believer in Jesus Christ, if you're a believer in any higher thing of, you know, something more powerful than us, then you may experience this too. But I'm a believer in Jesus. So I always tell my friends, like, I feel like when I got on the plane from Cali to where I go to school now, Atlanta, it's like I feel like I kind of like lost the connection, like my connection like stretched a little thin. Y'all, this is like really personal for me, but it's been like, you know, very hard. I feel like at home when I was like with my family and everything like that, it was easier for me. I felt more present in my faith. And now I feel like I have like all of these things coming at me. It did used to, you know, put me on edge a little bit, like what's going on. I used to get like frustrated and everything like that. But learning that even when it's hard to be faithful, be faithful. Even when it's hard to praise, praise. When it's hard to worship, worship. Like those are the most important times because it tests your faith and your belief in Him. So no matter what I'm feeling, I always continue to be obedient and just making sure that I'm doing my part, knowing that even if I don't feel His presence, He's still there and He's still looking out for me. That's what faith is. I mean, to me, is believing even when you don't feel like believing, and believing when you don't even feel like he's listening or he's there, and he's always listening. He's always there. I'm coming up against new obstacles in my life, and it's taking a different and a stronger type of everything. And I've never come across this before in my life, so it's taking new tools for me to figure out how to, you know, rebuild this new journey that I'm on. So I hope that makes sense, and I just want to let you know that if you are experiencing this in college or just in your 20s and your teens, anything like that, like, it is okay. What's not okay is to do nothing. That I will say. You're never going to get a result giving up. That's the worst thing that you can do, is to give up, you know. Don't do that. I really hope I'm making sense in this video, because there is a lot that I want to cover. That kind of goes into the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is consistency. And this is more so for myself. I feel like my freshman year, your girl was consistent. You know, it wasn't really challenging for me. But also my freshman year, I didn't have as rigorous classes. I just wasn't at where I'm at right now. I was just transitioning to college. And so consistency in terms of, like, I'm talking about things like, really, I'm talking about everything. But I'm going to give y'all the examples of, like, me going to the gym or completing assignments or going to work. Like, just simple things. I was just very consistent with it, and I was just in a different place. Just overall, I feel like, I wouldn't say happier, but I felt taken care of. I felt like my priorities were straight. This year, I feel like I could have done so much better, but I feel like, honestly, I did my best. So I'm not even gonna shit on myself like I didn't, but I had a lot more on my plate than I had my freshman year. And in the summer, I definitely knew, like, in my sophomore year, I was gonna have to grind. Like, it was my grinding year. You have to break the things that are unhealthy, your bad habits. You have to pick up new habits, and that is not an easy thing to do, especially when you haven't really been shown it. It's just like, oh, I just gotta do this, and nobody taught me how to do it, so I just gotta, like, figure it out. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You always have to figure it out. That's what college honestly is figuring it out. There is nobody to really teach you. And even if you do have, you know, people that have been to college before, and, you know, it's different for everybody. So I was doing nails this year, and I was also working, and then I'm starting my YouTube channel, and then I'm a full-time student. So I felt like where there was a strong suit in one area, I was lacking in another area. It was never just like equal all the way around. I could have improved that by being consistent in each area, like giving each area equal amount of time instead of giving, like, pouring fully into one area and then only giving a little bit to each of the other areas. And then, you know, it was just not a good balance. It just was not a good balance, and it stressed me out so much more. So I feel like it's extremely hard to be consistent. Even the most successful people struggle with being consistent, but you will get a better result being consistent than you will just, like, getting it handed to you. If you're consistent, you're gonna always see results. So that's definitely something that I needed to work on, something that I still need to work on, but, you know, the first step is acknowledgement, okay? Okay. Cheers to that. My mom's gonna kill me. It's okay. Okay, my next thing. Okay. We're gonna talk about this? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it because it's the truth. This world is not friendly. Don't go to college looking for friends. That little saying that you'll meet your lifelong college friends in college. This generation, we live in a different world. And this world is just not friendly. Now, I'm not saying that you won't meet lifelong friends in college. But what I am saying is, coming out of high school, or even if you're in middle school or anything like that, don't listen to that, you know, you'll meet your lifelong friends in college. Because what if you don't? You know, like, people are 40 years old still acting like they're 12 years old. So what is college gonna do to these people? Make them act right? No, it really doesn't. And I feel like that kind of, like, you know, threw me off guard a little bit, because I'm already very to myself, very selective of my circle and who I surround myself with. But I feel like that saying kind of made people stay around a little bit longer than what I would have preferred them to. Had I been in high school, yeah, they would have been done so much quicker. But you live and you learn. And I just feel like if something is not right for you, if you feel something in your gut and your intuition is telling you no, the answer is no. Okay? You know, a lot of people struggle with, like, friendships in college, feeling like, you know, they haven't found friends fast enough. Friendships keep, you know, on and off and da 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 da. First of all, like, that's perfectly normal, but don't think that because you're in college that you're supposed to take more than what you're supposed to. Like I said, people are people all the way across the board. It don't matter what grade level you're in. So if you feel it in your heart that that person has ill intent, 9 times out of 10, they do. Okay, so I might go in a little bit. Let's go back in, B. Let's go back in, B. What they talking about? What they talking about me? What I see? What I see? What I cannot get?
Hey! Okay, let's go.
Okay, so the next part I'm going to talk about is trauma. So, I mean, as you get older, you're going to come past a lot of unhealed trauma. This is not just a college thing. This is a growing thing. Again, perfectly normal. If you're on any type of healing journey, it doesn't matter what age you're at, boy oh boy, you're going to come across a lot of unhealed trauma. Always validate your feelings, good or bad, and then correct them after that. I feel like it is very hard for a college student to, like, go through those things at the same time, because, I mean, as everyday people, you still got to get up and do what you got to do the next day. The sun always rises. For me personally, professors don't give a shit. They do not care what you are going through at all. And I wouldn't even say that they don't. No, I'm not going to say that they don't care, because really some professors do. Some professors are really understanding, but then other professors are just like, you know, the world doesn't care. Be sensitive with yourself when you are unpacking trauma in your healing journey. Making sure that you're just being nice to yourself. I have on my mirror up there, not affirmation, well, I guess they're kind of like affirmations of just things that I need to consistently remind myself. And one of the things up there is just like, you're doing great, sweetie. No, it doesn't say that. But I mean, it basically does say that. I feel like I don't give myself credit a lot of the time. I just keep moving. Okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing I got to check off the list? Okay, I accomplished that goal. Okay, what's the next one? I don't even give myself enough time to just really sit, let it marinate, and just enjoy my accomplishments. I'm ready to move on to the next thing. That is not good. If you don't give yourself credit, don't expect nobody else to. Honestly, you always have to be your biggest cheerleader. You always have to be the first to compliment yourself, heal yourself, celebrate yourself, or else it's not going to mean anything when other people do it. And that is something that I plant in my life like no tomorrow. I'm going to do it before anybody else does, so that I let myself know that I got me more than anybody else does. And that's really where my self-love comes from. That's how I build on my self-love. I mean, there's many other ways that I do it, but those are one of the things. That's just what I'm working on, is being sensitive of myself. But also, while you do take breaks and being sensitive with yourself and nice towards yourself, also remember to not stay stagnant. You cannot stay stuck in anything. If you don't feel like getting out the bed, If you really need to rest because your body has shut down, take that day to stay in the bed. But don't stay in the bed for the whole week. Make a goal for yourself, set a goal for yourself, and when that day comes for you to accomplish that goal, drop everything. That's how I accomplish my goals. Now, I don't know if that's the best advice. I don't even know if I'm really giving y'all advice. I'm really not giving y'all advice, but I'm just telling my truth. I'm just telling y'all what I do. Because in the next 5 years, I might be like, yeah, honey, that didn't work. We're not doing that. That is not good advice. But hey, y'all watching me grow and y'all watching me do what I do. So I'm just telling y'all what works for me right now. What's today? Today's Saturday. So let's say I set a goal for like Wednesday to, let's say, make sure I go to the gym. And then Wednesday comes and the gym is closed. Go find somewhere to hit them workouts. You know, nothing is an excuse. Nothing is an excuse. And if something just happens to be an inconvenience, make sure that you do it the next day. Life is always gonna life. One thing about it, life is always gonna life. Okay? And you cannot wait on people or time to accomplish what you need to accomplish, because then you're gonna be waiting forever. You're gonna be waiting forever. You have to do it now. You have to do it now, or you have to do when you say that you're going to do it. You have to be able to depend on yourself. You have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to learn how to build with yourself. So for me, setting goals like that and making sure that I do them just lets me know, like, okay, like I'm building my mental. It helps me to be a strong-minded individual when I know that I set a goal for myself and I'm going to make sure that I do it. Especially if it's your feelings. You know, feelings go up and down. You cannot wait on your feelings. Because who knows if you're going to be sad for a day or a year. You still have to be able to get up and get it done. Are y'all following me here? I've come across a lot of, like, I guess this goes back to like my healing, of like healing my inner child. And I've come across it in a different way. Not even of like really healing, but I've gotten to the point of accepting my trauma and now leaving it. Oh my God. Okay, this is kind of a deep video. I'm not gonna lie. I'm no longer in the space of really healing my inner child in the way that I was before. And this might be a continuous thing where I still might be healing my inner child and like I don't even know that. It is very uncomfortable when you get to a point of like, okay, I'm okay now. Like, I understand it and it's not okay, you know, the things that I've gone through. It wasn't, you know, okay, I'm not gonna accept it and just pass it off or write it off. But understanding that people cause a lot of your trauma and you'll almost blame yourself for it. I wouldn't even say almost. Most of the time we do blame ourselves for it. And we react to it. But I learned a long time ago that it's like I can't let how people have treated me or how the world has treated me determine my attitude in my life. Because if I keep acting in my trauma, I'm never going to be the best me. That's never gonna unravel if I keep letting what happened to me be an excuse for why I live my life the way that I live my life. And once I decided that I was going to take the steering wheel and control my own life, it's just like a whole new deja blossom. And now I feel like this point that I've crossed into like college, I've turned a new leaf. And it's a new leaf that's unpacking a whole bunch of other things that I'm like, okay, I gotta fix this. I gotta grow in this area. I don't like this about myself. Okay, let me fix it. You know, it's a whole different sort of everything. But in that new leaf, the same tools that I used before to heal me before are not the same tools that are required for this new leaf that I've turned. And so it's causing me to have to, you know, say goodbye to the old me. And that's not always, you know, the most comfortable feeling, because you feel like the old you is you. You know, people be like, I am the way that I am. And it's like, you're always going to grow and you're always going to change. My mama is 40 years old and my mama is still growing, and she's going to continue growing. And she probably thought when she was 29 years old that, you know, this is me. I am who I am. And no, it don't matter how old you are. You're always going to change and you're always going to grow. And it requires a different fight. And I do want to say that it is very uncomfortable, okay? Like, I'm not finna sell y'all a false dream of like, okay, I figured it out and it's really not that bad. No, it gets bad sometimes. I want to give up and I don't want to do it. But as I keep saying, if I don't do it, who will? And I have a point to prove to myself that I can be the best me. I can live in my truth and I can continue to be my authentic self. And in order for me to do that, I had to create my own space for that. And in order to create my own space, I got to keep fighting and I have to keep swinging no matter how hard it gets. And I had like realized this. It was me going back home a few times. Every time I went back home, it felt different. It felt weird because I was never the same as when I left. I remember I went back home and I seen mountains and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't seen this in forever. And I never would have thought that this would be something that I missed, but it was just like this feeling of just like, I miss it, but I don't. I missed it in a very healthy way of just like, this is where I'm from, this is what's home, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm trying to do. So I can always come back, but it just reassured me that I'm doing the damn thing, okay? That's not how I felt at first. At first I felt like, what did you do? Why would you go to school that far? Like, you don't know nothing. These people talk different. It's like, it was a lot of things that was just like a different kind of feeling for me. And then the next time I went home, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate it here. Like, I don't ever want to see these mountains again. I don't ever want to see a palm tree again. I went back and I'm like, now I'm overly missing home. When I first left for college, I did not miss home. Thing. I kind of really like this part because this is a very special thing about me that I feel like helps me out a lot. Which is like this jumping to my dreams kind of thing. I have this attitude that's just like, just do it. But I have like really bad anxiety, and so my fear will hold me back from a lot. But me knowing that about myself, when I want to do something, it's like, oh, you don't have a choice now. You don't have a choice. You can't let this thing that you're feeling, this feeling inside your body and this overwhelmingness in your mind take over what you want to do. And now you got to prove it to yourself that you can do it. So in order for me to do that, I literally jump. I literally jump at my dreams. It's like a leap of faith. Can I do it? Am I going to do it? Oh my gosh, I almost did it, but like I didn't do it. And then I almost fell and tripped and then it would have been over. I should have just jumped. Like, it's all of those kinds of things, and it's really just getting out your head and just jumping. Like, just going for it. You don't have no other option but to just jump. And the longer you sit there, the more you're going to panic. The more time is going to go by. The more you're not going to be able to accomplish it. And if you would have just jumped, you know, and that's just something that I really like appreciate about myself, but it's something that I have to stay consistent with and reassuring myself and letting myself know that I have to jump for my dreams. And it'll be simple things of like completing an assignment. It's like, I do not want to do this shit right now. I will literally do anything besides complete this assignment right now. I don't want to do it. You know, when you start the assignment, you're like, oh shit, it's not even that bad. To me, that's just jumping towards it. It's like every bone in your body didn't want to do it, and now look at it, it's done. And you just have to take baby steps, jumping towards it. Fuck it, I'm going. That's my attitude towards things. My next thing that I have like written up there on my mirror that I told you guys about, I have 2 sticky notes, and it says that comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, right? I'm gonna just repeat it. Comparison is the thief of joy. And the more you look over at what everybody else is doing, the more you're gonna panic and feel like I'm not moving fast enough. And then you're gonna look over all of your blessings and all that you have been gifted with. Do what you need to do to make sure that you're okay and you're in the right headspace. You should never not feel like you're not doing enough unless you are not doing enough. But in my case, I'm doing the damn thing. So it's like I can hold myself accountable when I am slacking and everything, but I have recognized myself feeling like I'm like bottom of the barrel. Like I'm not doing anything. And that's like nothing but the furthest from the truth. But when you comparing yourself, oh baby, that it sure do feel like the truth. And I feel like all of these like align in a way, and if you can see where they align, you know, like this video or subscribe. The next thing is get a hobby. Get a hobby. I feel like it's so great that I started to do nails when I started to do nails. I've definitely come across, you know, my obstacles in that. It definitely, it separated everything for me. It took away school stress for me, knowing that I was still making sure that I was keeping up with something that I enjoyed. Y'all know that. Y'all know when y'all have like the nail appointments or the hair appointments or lash appointments. It's a therapy session for both people. So if you join clubs or if you know how to do nails, hair, lashes, anything like that, continue doing that in college. And it's also, you know, great networking because, might I say, I was like, I'm going to just stick with, you know, a good rotation of a few people and da-da-da-da. But it's like, I done got me a few more clients from doing somebody nails and then them being like, oh, who nails you, da-da-da-da-da. And then they end up coming to me and then blah, 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 blah. You know, that put a little bit more money in your pockets. So, you know. Don't forget to rest. See me, I love sleep. So I take advantage of that sometimes and I'll like, oh, that's not good. Maybe that's something I should correct. But I'll oversleep. But you're not supposed to do that. But hey, my excuse is that I'm in college, okay? I'm tired. And sometimes I don't get to sleep at all. So them days that I can oversleep, I'ma oversleep. But no, really make sure you're resting your body because that is something that I feel like I forgot in these past weeks, and my body shut down. Shut down so bad, y'all. It ain't never happened to me before. I've been tired before, but college tired is a different type of tired. You have to rest your body, or else your body is going to be like, oh, you don't want to rest me? Okay, watch this. Power down, power off. You're done. Now you can't get up. Now you really got shit to do, and you can't get up. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. I'm serious though, y'all. I really don't be playing. This is really just how I am. But the end of this video, that was my end of the semester advice. It was also things that I still need to continue to work on. If you're going through these things, don't feel like, you know, it's the end of the world. Don't feel like you're the only one going through it. It's normal. Life is all lifing us. We're all growing, guys. Make sure you have good people by you. And if you don't got good people by you, get rid of them. Or let them know that they not being good people towards you. But before they can be good people towards you, you got to be a good person towards yourself. So be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Discipline yourself. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Somebody told me that I needed to work on my wave. But it's like, y'all, I be cutting off the video before I can finish my wave. But like, what y'all want me to do? Like, that's how I wave. Is that even how I wave, or do I go like this? I feel like that's kind of like, how do they be waving? I could never do that in my whole life. I could never wave. How they be waving? Whatever. I don't care. Bye. Peace out. H-Town. Peace out. Okay, bye. Love y'all.